RogueCon 23. That's right. It is here. It's not back. It's here. It's the first one. Join the ultimate celebration of digital content with its creators, passionate fans, and industry experts. It is all happening in downtown Waco across multiple venues, January 20th through the 22nd of 2023. Now, if you want to go, you got to get tickets, and tickets are on sale at RogueCon23.com. That's RogueCon, RogueCon 23.com. Be there. I'm going to be there. Everybody's going to be there. Let's go.
Hey y'all, I'm April.
And I'm Caroline.
And this is your Bloody Happy Hour. Caroline, are you ready for this?
This is your newest guilty pleasure.
It's the bloodiest part of your week.
Did we say something about it also being happy hour?
Show did.
Because we about to be sipping on some murder. Bloody Happy Hour.
Hey y'all, this is April.
And this is Caroline.
And
beep, 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 beep.
Emergency, breaking news. Caroline's got it all for you guys. We're going back to Idaho.
Y'all, we had a big update today. It was the probable cause affidavit was unsealed for the Idaho case, the Moscow case, and I'm telling you, there's so much stuff. There's 18 pages worth of stuff.
And Caroline read it all.
I did read it along with Emily D. Baker. And I took all the notes.
Okay.
So let's just get started.
Yeah.
These are cliff notes from it, and this is what the officers have to put together in order. It's basically like an outline in order to arrest him.
Okay. It's the arrest affidavit, right?
Yeah. It's a probable cause. And this has been sealed until today. Yeah. So where are we? What did we leave off on last time? So he was in Pennsylvania with his family, and he was flown back on a police, what's like a single engine airplane that had like 11 seats or something like that, a tiny airplane. It was like a 10-hour flight. They had to stop 2 times to refuel.
Why?
Because it was such a small plane. Like they didn't use like a jet. They just used this small airplane. Anyways,
that's
10
like
hours.
You damn near might as well drive it.
Yeah. Yeah. And so they got in at, I don't know, like 10 o'clock last night. Mm-hmm. And then he went to court the next day to do this. I mean, they're on it.
Wow.
And then they weren't able to release any information about why they arrested him until he was back in Idaho in custody of that police department.
Okay.
Laws are different state to state. That's the Idaho state law.
Okay.
He was also, they did that hearing to waive to the extradition hearing. We also had that recently. Mm-hmm. So he waived extradition. And so he said, according to the law enforcement, that he was wanting to waive it because he wanted to get back, because he wanted to see what was also in this probable cause
affidavit.
So he was like, what the fuck, y'all? What do y'all have on me?
Mm-hmm. And I did hear that his lawyer said that they want to hurry up and get his name cleared.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Whatever. And that was his, so he had extradition attorneys. Mm-hmm. Those were the people, that was the guy in Pennsylvania. He has court-appointed attorney here in Idaho who it's totally different people. So starts off with there's 2 officers, Officer Smith, Officer Blaker. They entered the residence at the bottom of the floor. They went up to the 2nd floor just before entering Xana's room, saw her body on the floor. She was deceased with wounds that appeared to have been caused by an edged weapon. And it says, Sergeant Blaker and I responded to the call at 1122 King Road, and they assisted with the crime scene associated with the 4 homicides, and They prepared to process the scene, and they were going to walk through the scene. They go to the bottom floor, and on the north side of the building, they see that they walk upstairs. They go to the second floor. They go down the hallway, and on the second floor, that's where they learned who Xana was by her driver's license and other personal belongings in the room. It says we're going to refer to her as Kernodle because that's her last name. Just before this room, there was a bathroom door on the south wall of the hallway. As I approached the room, I could see a body, later identified as Kernoodle's, laying on the floor. She was deceased with wounds that appeared to have been caused by an edged weapon. Then it went to the third floor. In one bedroom was the dog, and in the other bedroom were two females in a single bed. Both.
The dog was alive?
Yeah, the dog's alive.
Okay.
The dog's it's Kaylee's dog. Kaylee and Jack, it's their dog. And yeah, the dog was alive. We've known that.
Okay.
You didn't know that?
I just learned today that they did hear a dog bark. Because I wondered what kind of dog it was, and
it's like a little doodle poodle, it's like a little
golden doodle.
A golden doodle.
Oh.
So Murphy the dog did its job. So good job, Murphy. But Murphy's in the other room. There's two rooms upstairs on this third floor. There's two rooms. On one room is the dog, and the other room is Kaylee and Madison. They were both deceased with visible stab wounds. Also in the room, it just says also in the room was a male, later identified as Ethan Chapin. Chapin was also deceased with wounds from sharp force injuries. Based on interviews, the evening of November 12th, Chapin and Kernoodle are seen by one of the surviving roommates at the Sigma Chi house from 9 p.m. to 1:45 a.m. Approximately 1:45 a.m., Chapin and Kernoodle returned to the King Road residence. The state lab later located a single source male DNA left on the button snap of a knife sheath.
The little pocket thing that the knife goes in?
Yes, a knife goes in the little holder. So they have this holder.
But not the knife.
That is left at the scene, and they are getting DNA evidence off of the button of the knife sheath.
Wow.
Surviving roommates. So we have DM and BF. These are the two surviving roommates. It's Dylan and Bethany.
Mm-hmm.
This affidavit refers to them as DM and BF, so that's how I'm going to refer to them.
Okay.
So they both made statements during interviews that indicated that the occupants of King Road residence were home by 2 a.m. and asleep, or at least in their rooms, approximately by 4 a.m. This is with the exception of Xana, who received a DoorDash order at the residence at approximately 4 a.m.
Okay.
DM stated she originally went to sleep in her bedroom and she was awoken approximately at 4 a.m. by what she stated sounded like Kaylee playing with her dog in one of the upstairs bedroom. A short time later, DM said she heard who she thought was Kaylee saying something to the effect of, "There's someone here." A review of records of Xana's phone showed this could have been Xana because she was on her phone records indicated that she was likely awake and using TikTok at 4:12.
Damn.
DM.
I thought they were dead by then.
We all did. DM said she looked out of her bedroom but did not see anything when she heard the comment about someone being in the house. DM said she opened the door a second time when she heard what she thought was crying coming from Xana's room. DM said she heard a male voice say something to the effect of, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." Approximately at 4:17, a security camera picked up a distorted audio of what sounded like voices or a whimper followed by a loud thud.
Where recorded audio from where?
It's just like a Ring camera or something.
Okay.
A dog can also be heard barking numerous times starting at 4:17.
Damn.
So 4:12 a.m. you have Xana. She's on TikTok. After that, they heard crying coming from Kaylee's room at 4:17. External evidence of audio, the thud, the dog barking.
Wait, and so
That's
did
just
they
a
get
side
their
note.
DoorDash food?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, but it didn't say that the DoorDash food was sitting on the porch or that
Right.
they
Yeah.
talked to the DoorDash delivery.
They did after the fact that they did talk to the DoorDash person,
Okay.
but I haven't heard what
Okay.
was said. So DM stated that she opened her door for a third time after she heard crying and saw a figure clad in black clothing and a mask that covered the person's mouth and nose walking toward her.
Who said this?
DM.
DM.
The
What?
surviving roommate.
Why they didn't call nobody till 1:00?
Just wait. We don't. Okay. DM described the figure as 5'10" or taller, male, not very muscular, but athletically built, which that generally means not carrying
Lean.
extra weight.
Yeah.
You're looking fit, not fat, with bushy eyebrows.
Okay.
So she most likely will, if she is describing about eyebrows, hopefully, if it's the same guy, then could you imagine seeing him get arrested and like freaking, like having like a visceral response? The male walked past DM as she stood in a frozen shock phase. The male walked towards the sliding back glass door. The back sliding glass door. DM locked herself in her room after seeing the male. DM did not state that she recognized the male. This leads investigators to believe that the murderer left the scene.
And came back at 9 a.m. Came back that morning. That's why he was pinged that morning.
Uh-huh. So here she is. She's now we don't know why she didn't call 911 or do anything from this time to noon.
1. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, just who knows? The combination of DM statements to law enforcement, reviews of forensic downloads, and records of surviving roommates' phones and videos of the suspect described below leads investigators to believe that homicides occurred between 4 a.m. and 4:25 a.m. So you can assume that the roommates all came home after a night of drinking, woke up, found out that found the roommates. You would think that they would find the roommates, then call. It's just so many questions.
Wait. Say it again.
Okay.
I thought the guy left.
Yes. I'm putting my own thoughts in here, and I need to not do that.
Yeah. Okay. So DM thought the guy left.
No. Yes. The guy did leave.
Okay.
The guy did leave.
And now a word from our sponsors.
RogueCon 23. That's right. It is here. It's not back. It's here. It's the first one. Join the ultimate celebration of digital content with its creators, passionate fans, and industry experts. It is all happening in downtown Waco across multiple venues, January 20th through the 22nd of 2023. Now, if you want to go, you got to get tickets, and tickets are on sale at RogueCon23.com. That's RogueCon, RogueCon 23.com. Be there. I'm going to be there. Everybody's going to be there. Let's go.
What are we doing here, Rusty? What are we going to do?
Yep, we're doing the King of the Hill Rewatch Podcast.
King of the Hill
Yes, sir.
Rewatch Podcast. Yeah, so we're going to go through one episode at a time. Come along for the ride with us.
Come check it out.
And give me a good like Dale Gribble quote to go out on. Wingo!
Yeah, Wingo.
Wingo!
Wingo.
All right, well, join us for the King of the Hill Rewatch Podcast.
Deep in the heart of Texas, that drinks his brew and he spits his chew. They've been the heart of Texas. The TV blares, but no one cares. They've been the heart of Texas. Here we go. Bros and foes and heroes. Gonna tell you about bros and foes and heroes. Gonna tell you about.
Hey, I'm Zach.
And I'm Mike.
And we have a fantastic new podcast to tell you about. Bros, Foes, and Heroes. It's the two of us looking into the world of comics, breaking down some characters that you may have never heard of, and some that are just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, so Zach comes up with a character each time, and I go into it just completely blind. I don't know who this person is or what their abilities are or anything, and basically I guess we kind of go over their origin story and just some of the ridiculous stuff that maybe, especially Golden Age stuff.
Oh, Golden Age stuff is always the best, and we will make sure to highlight all of the shenanigans and just absolute weirdness of everything.
Yeah, that's right. So subscribe today and follow us on Instagram at Bros, Foes, Heroes.
And if you don't, I know where you live. Not really, but please subscribe.
Bros and foes and heroes. Gonna tell you about bros and foes and heroes. Gonna tell you about.
Combination of the surviving roommate's statements, and they downloaded the downloads of records from their phone and video of the suspect. They described it led investigators to believe that the homicides occurred between 4 a.m. and 4:25 a.m. Okay. During the processing of the crime scene, investigators found a latent shoe print with a diamond-typed sole pattern similar to a Vans shoe. This shoe print was found outside of DM's door, consistent with her story that the masked man walked right past her. So, however, the direction of the shoe, whichever way it's facing, goes with her story and stuff. So everything that she's saying is like 100% matching up. A review of numerous collected surveillance videos surrounding the area indicated that a white sedan was observed traveling at 3:26 a.m., then westbound on Highway 95 in Moscow, approximately 3:28 a.m. So on this video, it appeared that this vehicle did not have a front license plate displayed, which in Idaho you are supposed to. You are supposed to.
Oh, okay.
Reviewed multiple videos, and it showed multiple sightings of this vehicle starting at 3:29 and ending at 4:20 a.m. These sightings showed suspect vehicle makes an initial 3 passes by the King Road home and then leaves. Suspect vehicle can then be seen entering a 4th time at approximately 4:04 a.m. Here's my side note. When needed to prove first-degree murder, you need to prove that it is premeditated. Multiple passes by the home and any info that we get later on, such as whether he was in this area before all of this, is going to give you that premeditation of these and if these victims were targeted or not. Suspect vehicle is seen departing the area of the residence at 4:20 a.m. at a high rate of speed. Officers provided video footage of the vehicle to forensic examiners and FBI. After review, forensic examiner initially believed that the vehicle was a 2011-2013 Hyundai Elantra. Upon further review, it could be said it was 2011-2016. Basically, they're getting video of this car all over the place. Investigators were given access to video footage of WSU campus in Pullman, Washington, and this video indicated that at 2:44 a.m. on November 13th, a white sedan was observed on the WSU surveillance cameras. At 2:53 a.m., it was traveling towards Moscow.
Okay.
It's like a 10-minute drive. At approximately 5:25 a.m., the white sedan was observed on 5 cameras in Pullman, Washington, and WSU campus cameras.
Coming back. So he was going back home.
Yeah.
But why a whole hour later?
November 25th, police asked law enforcement agencies to be on the lookout for this Hyundai Elantra. On November 29th, approximately at 12:28 a.m., police located the white Elantra with Pennsylvania license plates registered to Bryan Kohberger. So he has.
That was that early.
The same day, on November 24th at 12:58 a.m., WSU officer was looking for the white Hyundai Elantra and located one at an apartment complex that houses WSU students. The tag returned to Kohberger with a Washington tag. So he's changed his plates. Okay, because I said, hold up. Why is there a Washington tag on it, but it says earlier there was a PA tag?
Yeah.
So, and we do find out later in this thing. It's like, did he switch the license plate? When did he switch it? Like, why? Okay. Kohberger's physical description is consistent with the description of the male the surviving roommate had described that she saw inside the residence on the 13th. Then we have a review of the Latah County deputy, his body cam, and reports that showed on August 21st, 2022, Kohberger was detained as part of a traffic stop that occurred in Moscow.
Okay.
So basically they're saying they have body camera footage of this guy and the car he's driving him, so that he will not be able to distance himself from that car. They have placed him in that car. Kohberger was driving the white Elantra with Pennsylvania plates, which were set to expire on November 30th. This could be a reason to change the plates.
Oh, it is.
Which the defense will try to explain away.
Yeah.
He's just being a responsible citizen. On October 14th, 2022, Kohberger was detained as part of a traffic stop by WSU police. So he gets pulled over a lot.
He does. What? And he's not even black. What day is this on?
October 14th. So that was the first one was the 21st, August 21st. Now it's October 14th. And upon review of the body cam, he was the sole occupant and driving the Hyundai Elantra with the same Pennsylvania plates. So they are just like bringing the receipts.
Yes. Yeah.
November 18th. Okay, so November 18th, Kohberger registered the 2015 Elantra with Washington and later received Washington plates.
Tell me which day was the murders?
13th. Okay. November 13th.
So 5 days after the murder.
He changed the plates.
Okay.
Prior to this time, the Elantra was registered in PA, which does... Oh, I said it wrong earlier. It does not require a front plate. I said it did. It doesn't.
I think Texas is the only one that does.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. I have in modes. So Kohberger is currently a PhD student in criminology at Washington State University. We know this. His past education included undergraduate degree in psychology and cloud-based forensics. Like iCloud?
iCloud.
Yes.
He's trying.
These records show that Kohberger wrote an essay when he applied for an internship with the Pullman Police Department in the fall of 2022. Kohberger wrote in his essay he had an interest in assisting rural law enforcement agencies with how to better collect and analyze technological data in public safety operations.
Was he planning this way back then?
Oh, yeah. Kohberger also posted a Reddit survey. We talked about that, which can be found by an open source internet search. The survey asked for participants to provide information to understand how emotions and psychological traits influence decision-making when committing a crime. Review of cell records and towers. Kohberger's phone did not ping in the area on November 13th from 3 a.m. to 5 a.m.
Oh, shit. Did not.
Did not.
He left it at home.
So did he turn his phone off? Or if you're someone who is interested in cloud-based forensics, one would be aware of cell phone info that could be gathered and would turn their phone off. No?
Would it steal? But I think
Or
even
airplane
if your
mode.
phone is off, it could still be pinged. You might not can do your location. He would know. I mean, I wouldn't know. I would think he would have had to leave. Where was it pinging? Anywhere at all?
If it's off, I don't think it can. Like if you're tracking my location, I turn my phone off or in airplane mode, I don't think you can. I think he knew that, but he's still stupid. One officer notes that individual can... we just need to keep reading. I've gone through it all, but one officer notes that individual can either leave their cell phones at a different location before committing the crime or turn them off. Well, there you go. December 23rd, a search warrant was obtained for phone records between November 12th and 14th for Bryan Kohberger's phone. On November 13th, his phone pings around 2:42 in Pullman, Washington. Okay. At 2:47, his phone pings southwest of his residence, and then it stops reporting to network, which could mean your phone is off or in airplane mode.
Yeah.
So, got it? Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Kohberger's phone does not report to network again until 4:48 a.m., at which time it's on Highway 95 south of Moscow near Blaine, Idaho. Between 4:50 and 5:26 a.m., phone traveling south, then west, then north back to Pullman. Kohberger's phone then shows on November 13th, leaving his house at 9 a.m. and traveling to Moscow, Idaho, between 9 a.m. and 9:21, and then back to his home, arriving back home at 9:32 a.m. So he went back to the house. Okay.
But it said Moscow. Did it say the house?
It did. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It does. So, but what he commits the murders, goes back home to his apartment. Let me write what
So he was smart enough to turn it off when he commit the murders, but he wasn't smart enough to turn it off when he went and revisited the crime scene.
Right.
Or what was he doing? Did he commit the murders then? No, because they know that they did die in between 4 and 4:25.
And okay,
he knows this is very holy in court.
Oh, so and my brain notes. So he goes back to the house. Why? To see if police are there? Oh my gosh! Is he looking for the knife sheath?
He goes back to look for the knife sheath.
I don't know. But he went. But who goes back? And he's only there for
how long is he at the house?
9:12 to 9:21. So like 10 minutes. He leaves his apartment at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
That morning of the murders. So commits murders at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Goes back home, takes a shower and a nap, probably eats some nasty vegan food.
He's high.
Probably masturbates a little bit.
He's high.
He comes back.
Kill.
He goes to look. Is this showing his arrogance? He's confident enough to be back there?
I wonder, like you said, if he knows that he left, because he has the murder weapon, but where's the clip, the pocket that he goes on? So I wonder if he goes back to look for that. Like, does he actually go inside the house and look for it?
I don't know if he goes inside, but I would think maybe he's driving around looking to see if he dropped it. He had to know. So this is obviously not someone who's scared or hiding, because he's confident enough to take the car that he fled the scene in and take it back to the scene, which this was noted. This is a powerful argument for the DA when arguing the type of person you're dealing with, the premeditation and the way that this was carried out, the type of cold person he is, and the type of very deliberate person that he is.
Wow.
There's some maps that they have. They show the possible route that was taken based off cellular data. It was based on the facts. It was believed that Kohberger was likely the driver of the white Elantra. And the lack of phone reporting between 2:47 and 4:48 is consistent with Kohberger attempting to conceal his location during the quadruple homicide at King Road. And police traced the cell phone records to determine if Kohberger stalked the victims ahead of time. And at least 12 occasions prior to November 13th, his phone was in the area of the home. All of these occasions, except for one, occurred late in the evening and early morning hours. So if you go back to the recent press conferences, now we can understand why law enforcement was like, just wait and see, just wait for the probable cause to come out, because you're going to know everything. You're going to know. And like I said earlier, this is why Kohberger wanted to get back to Idaho so fast, because he wanted to know what they had on him and to see where he messed up. Goodness. Yeah. So then on August 21st, Bryan Kohberger's phone was utilized. Phone utilized cell phone towers near the murder home from 10:34 to 11:35. So we stated this earlier, and then at 11:37 is when the traffic stop happened, which, like we said, we mentioned earlier. But the reason this is important is because you now have the phone, the person, the license plate, the body camera, and this all connects all that stuff together, proving that he was the one in possession of his phone while he's in. It puts him with his phone
and with the car.
Yeah, and it's on video.
Wait, because why? Where's the body cam? Oh, traffic stop. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. That's how they're putting. Yes. There's videos of him in a grocery store after this. There's videos. They now because they have his license plate, so they've now tracked him all over the place. On December 27th, Pennsylvania agents recovered the trash from the Kohberger family resident located in Albrights, Pennsylvania. That evidence is sent to the Idaho State Lab for testing. On December 28th, the Idaho State Lab reported that a DNA profile obtained from the trash and the DNA profile obtained from the sheath identified a male as not being excluded as the biological father of the suspect profile. What does that mean? Mm-hmm. That means we went and got shit out of your trash and we tested it for DNA, and it's a sample that might have been the father of the person who had the sheath when it was at the murder scene. So BK, when he was arrested, they can now get his DNA officially. Yeah. And they can match it with what's on the sheath in the murder scene. So now we have his DNA at the crime scene on the knife sheath when all the 4 victims were stabbed.
Wow.
At least 99.9998% of the male population would be expected to be excluded from the possibility of being the suspect's biological father.
I was thinking, what if this kid was adopted? Like, they'd be screwed.
Oh. Based on the above information, I'm requesting a arrest warrant issued for Bryan C. Kohberger, date, blah, 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 for burglary and 4 counts of murder in the first degree for the murders of Madison Mogan, Kaylee Gonzalez, Zana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. And this burglary, it's not, you're not going in and stealing stuff. That's not what it is.
Just break it in.
He wasn't inside stealing stuff and somebody walks in on him and then he shoots him or kills him. He went into the home with the intent to murder. And I don't know why it's called burglary, but it's called burglary.
Wow.
It's called he's charged with the felony offense of burglary. That's what felony offense of burglary is, listed with the intent to commit a murder. He wasn't caught in the house and then they came. Yeah. He wasn't trying to flee or escape anything. But it's a felony with the offense of burglary. And this is showing that he went there with the intent to murder them. And there also there's a gag order right now that's going on. This is
People can't,
with law enforcement
so they can't do any more
and
press
the attorneys.
conferences.
But the reason they're doing this is partly to stop speculation, partly to protect the jury pool. It keeps the case cleaner. It stops any unofficial leaks, but it still get anything that's still in the court documents like this that's made public can be out there. Like, so any hearings that are coming up, obviously, but the police, law enforcement shouldn't be. Basically, I'm saying if we hear anything, it won't be coming from law enforcement. So don't assume it's fact. Oh,
It's Bryan Enton, basically. So, but then also they're like even shutting down like friends, classmates, other professors. Like they're not allowed to say too much about Bryan Kohberger.
They're asking them.
Okay, so
Because there's been
don't have
several
to follow.
people out there, like, okay, there's been people out there who are like friends of his that, one girl says she knew him like when she was in 8th grade and he was this way, he acted this way, and I've heard he was a big heroin user back in the day because apparently he was a little overweight.
Chunky,
He was chunky when he was little, or let's say middle school, high school, I don't know. He went a year and like lost all this weight. And then that's maybe when he started doing heroin. But I've heard from multiple people that he was using heroin
okay.
and lost weight. Maybe he was trying
I
to
thought
like
it was his vegan
have
diet.
a little glow up. And I don't know at what point he started vegan. By the way, they are accommodating his vegan diet in jail.
Oh yeah.
There's. I'm jumping, but we've completed the affidavit.
Okay.
We've gone through that.
How about the police when he was pulled over?
Okay,
going
so
home.
Yeah, so he and his father. So his father flew from Pennsylvania to Washington. Bryan and his father then drove from Washington to Pennsylvania. They were pulled over twice in Indiana.
Okay. In the same.
Yes, in the same state, 2 times. Now, at first, and there was they've released both of the body cam footage. I've posted them. You should, they're posted. One of them, you couldn't really see anything except for the dirty car. The other one, you could see a little bit more and hear a little bit more. And at first, I heard that it was, had nothing to do with the case. And then I heard that the FBI instructed them to pull him over. And then I heard that the FBI said they didn't instruct him to pull him over.
I was just like,
but
what is the coincidence? But a lot of our killers have close calls like that.
But he was pulled over twice for following too closely?
Yeah, in that video, he was not following too closely because they had him. He said something about a van, but they showed him driving, the cop following him a little bit. Then he just pulls him over, and he was not following too close.
Do people get pulled over for following too closely? I mean, I know it's a thing, but what are the odds you're getting pulled over 2 times within, like, I'm assuming hours of each other?
Yeah.
For following too closely?
Yeah.
I'm speculating that they just wanted to kind of see it. Oh, let's make sure this is him. I don't know, but then you don't want to alert him to like think something, so we don't know. Also,
the car was fucking filthy is what got me, because I was like, okay, let me see
think
this car.
about it if you're driving, like, okay, think about it after it snows, how dirty it is outside. Because they're coming from like Washington where it's snowed. So it's like, it's probably dirty from all that snow. And then
that
driving.
is like layers of filth. And if you know you committed a crime in that car, why wouldn't you make sure it's clean?
Well, it's at this point, it had already been a month, so he could have washed it. I mean, he had the license plates changed, so I'm sure he had it cleaned.
I don't know. It looked like
I mean,
has
it was
not been clean since he's been in college.
I mean, it did look like it's so dirty that it looked yellow.
It was bad. And so that's what I saw, and I was like, wait a minute. If this was like the getaway car, I would think it would be a lot cleaner than it looked. And then I would be like, okay, and maybe this is just us, but you don't go out of town in a filthy car. Like that daddy should have been like,
But
before we go anywhere,
you know what? Okay.
we cannot travel in this car for 1,000 hours and it's this filthy. Like there's no way. So
Yeah.
maybe they're just dirty.
I think they might be. He did have like kind of yellow teeth with stains.
Ugh. But the dad
Also-
brought up because he got pulled over December 15th, I think, is when he
Sounds
was
right.
December 15th. And the dad made it seem like they were leaving because of SWAT and everything being on campus.
Yeah.
But he said Bryan was going to say something and dad interrupted and said mass shooting. There was a mass shooting. And so the state trooper was like, wait, what do you mean SWAT? And so I was just like, it made me think that dad really didn't even have a clue. Like,
I think
what
dad
really
has
went
no
on.
clue.
Like, but didn't even watch the news, like, to see what really went on, which to me, it's so weird. Like, your kid is next door to...
Think about what the
How do you
kid
not know
though
more?
could have said though if dad was like,
But bitch, how did you not watch the news? Like, how do you not know what's going on next door to your son's campus?
I don't know,
Yeah.
but these parents just don't seem like laundry parents. Like the laundry parents are real sus.
They were, yeah.
But these, I don't know. But I'm really bad at telling people are lying or not. But here's another thing. Did you know that the parents have had two? They have filed for bankruptcy 2 times in their past.
What is their job? Did it say?
Mom works up at the school.
Okay.
And I can't remember what dad does, but assuming they're innocent, the parents, I feel so bad, obviously but I feel so bad for those parents. If they just seem like,
Yeah.
the mom, according to like friends and stuff, the mom, like super nice. They're like just very nice people. Like they wouldn't do anything,
They're probably so shocked and blind about it, and they just want to support.
and just think about you're across the country, and if your child is over there at a murder and you can't afford to go over there or see your kid, and then if you have to like take off of work to be at the trial, I mean, I was thinking about those things because I was like, I felt bad, but
Yeah. Oh yeah.
oh, this guy, oh gosh,
That's a lot. Just
That
in
is
a couple days.
the most I don't know how detailed these things usually are, but that was very detailed.
And we
Apparently,
were all basically
they had
wrong.
warrant after warrant after warrant that they were getting in order to have all this info. I mean, this is a lot of it. They did work.
I need to know if they got their DoorDash. Did multiple people eat? Were they high? Because they just ate at the food truck too.
Well, not Xana. Kaylee and Madison.
That's
had
who
just
was up there. Okay.
What the other thing we don't know was we didn't hear motive
Yeah.
or how they were connected. How he even picked these people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did recently see that there was the owners from the restaurant Mad Greek, which my theory was that's how Bryan came in contact with Maddie and Xana,
Yeah.
was because of that restaurant. And then the owners of the restaurant say that they have never seen him and they've never served him. One last thing.
And I'm sure they've reviewed camera footage too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
One last thing is BTK.
Okay.
Did you hear about all the stuff for
Oh yes.
Ramslin.
Dr. Ramslin.
So there's
So
this.
jealous of her.
Okay, so is it Catherine? I can't even remember her name. Catherine?
I think so.
Well, this Dr. Ramsland, she is a renowned criminal justice. She's a PhD teacher.
Yeah.
I don't know what you call it. She's a professor she's a professor.
Psychologist.
She's a professor
Forensic psychologist,
yes,
I thought.
Yes, at this university where Bryan Kohberger is studying. He was studying under her. She has been in over like 200 true crime documentaries. She personally has interviewed and she's written like 30 books or 60 books. She is the one who did the in-depth autobiography on BTK, Bind, Torture, Kill, a.k.a. Dennis Rader, who is one of the most infamous serial killers out there. Go listen to the episode if you don't know about it.
I'm going to have to get one of her books.
Oh, so she taught Bryan Kohberger. She was one of his teachers, and she's a little sus too. I kind of feel like she must have done some of these murders.
Did she?
But she whenever I watched her in that Hulu documentary with BTK, I didn't like her. Because it's almost like she's so infatuated with these killers that
we are too.
But in like a way that she's like defending them all the time. I don't know. Is she just?
I'm gonna have to watch her, and then I'm gonna have to read some of these books. I bet she's going viral right now.
Well,
I bet all
was
these books are being
contacted.
sold.
She was contacted, and she said she could not discuss the case.
I did see her interviewed, and then I saw BTK's daughter. That looks like him.
I know, that poor thing. She was like saying that she really hopes that Bryan Kohberger has not written her father, but she really thinks that he has been in contact with him. Y'all, if this is somehow, this is a big.
I just can't wait until it all comes out.
And it's all part from what if this is BTK part 2? What if he told him everything what to do?
He didn't do it right because
no, he really didn't.
BTK got away with it a lot longer.
Yeah, but guess what? We didn't have all
the
the stuff that we have now. Back then, well, there's cameras on every corner. Damn.
Yeah, I just can't wait to kind of find out all the little bitty things that we want to know that we can't know right now.
I know, and all I do know is that this had to be a very horrible, horrible, horrible crime scene.
Part of me is like, okay, does he kind of still know? Did he want to see the affidavit so he can start working on his case, like to argue all this? None of this is really ironclad. You know what I mean? Like, cell phone records won't put you like inside the house. It'll put you in the vicinity of the house. So who's this? But there's 4 different houses on that street. Who's to argue that he doesn't know somebody in the other house? And can that be his argument? Like, I just feel like there can be so much argument
How do you
going
argue
back and
away
forth.
DNA?
That's the only, but that one little print on the sheath, like, did they buy it from a garage sale? Did he used to have that? I don't know
how you prove reasonable. How do you put doubt in somebody's mind when you have all these things? I mean, I'm sure they'll figure out a way, but like, what would be the way?
I don't know. I'm not. He needs Jose Baez.
Oh,
there's probably more we don't know, but man, yeah. I love it. I love it.
There you go. Yes, oh my gosh, we had to do an update.
It.
Lord, I hope y'all like go back and listen. Go look at it. I have it. It's posted. You can go back and get all the information. And I'm sure I'm gonna go back and watch about 18 live streams tonight to just
Whew. That was good. Okay, there's your latest on BCK. Okay.
I don't even know how to end it. Just
no, that is it.
Stay aware and
stay alive
and always be DTF. Lord.
Oh, the other thing is, what's the football player's name?
Damar Hamlin.
Oh, he woke up.
I know he did. I watched the whole thing as it happened. It was horrible. But I forget what he said. He asked if they won.
Did we win? And they were like, you won your life. Yeah. That was
I know. I
so
saw
scary.
Them. God, I cannot believe.
I think any parent, and then I was like, where's the mama? Where's the mama? Because I couldn't imagine what if she couldn't go to this game and she was just watching it. But she happened to be there and she got to go to the ambulance.
Yeah, she was there. She rode in the ambulance.
That's what I was thinking at first before I knew. And then I was thinking, man, they had to work. Was he without oxygen to his brain for 9 minutes?
No. Well, he wasn't because they were doing CPR.
Yeah, yes.
But it doesn't get the same amount of, right, yeah.
And I think that was just like my brother, they had to do CPR on him, but it was just too long. And so he ended up brain dead. And I was like, this baby can't be brain dead.
Oh, gosh, I know.
And then either way, it's like he's doing what he loves to do. He made it. It's only year 2. Will he still be able to play football?
I don't see why not.
His heart, I thought he went to like a cardiac arrest.
Oh, well, yeah. But I don't know. I don't know what the latest is on what caused it.
Oh, I just hope. Yeah. Anyways, I'm glad he's okay. So that is ending in my good notes.
I know. And listen, y'all, go share this episode with everybody. Get the word out. We're
not the only ones obsessed with this story. So share with your friends that you know are obsessed with this story too.
Yeah, just do that. Just do that.
Okay, y'all. We will see you Thursday, and we're going to serial killer land.
Oh, I feel like we've already been there.
Okay,
do you think he had any? Do you think this Bryan Kohberger killed before?
No, he's fucked too much shit up. I don't think so.
How do you just start with 4 people with the knife? How do you start with the slaughter? How is that your first one? You don't build up?
That's what Levi King started with.
I guess spree killer.
Mm-hmm. That's what he wanted to be.
Oh, all right. There you have it.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.
Join the ultimate celebration of digital content with its creators, passionate fans, and industry experts. It's all happening in downtown Waco across multiple venues on January 20th through the 22nd, 2023. Tickets are on sale now at roguecon23.com.